Carnival Date, a giant seal plushie, and Zayne carrying it around like it's completely normal. Hi everyone, welcome to Lads Recaps. Today we're breaking down the story of Heart Within Reach, Zayne's memory from the Lingering Gaze event in Love and Deepspace. Let's dive in. The memory opens at a carnival shooting stall, and MC absolutely dominates the game. Her aim is so good that the stall owner is completely stunned, while Zayne, of course, immediately delivers one of his signature dry comments.
They should put up a sign that says hunters who have good marksmanship skills are prohibited from playing.
As a thank you for coming with her, MC hands him the grand prize, a giant seal plushie. Which means Zayne, the most serious doctor in Lincoln, now has to walk around the carnival carrying an enormous stuffed seal. The funny part is that carrying a plushie half the size of an adult over his shoulder makes something as simple as eating ice cream surprisingly difficult. MC almost teases him about it, but instead she finds herself distracted, watching his silhouette outlined by the warm light of the late afternoon sun. As night falls, MC notices that Zayne seems a little thoughtful.
Didn't you overhear their conversation?
He repeats something he overheard someone in the crowd say earlier.
Being with the wrong person is a new kind of death.
MC laughs a little and agrees. Zayne then asks whether that statement resonates with her. And just like that, the conversation drifts into a deeper topic. What actually makes a relationship work? For MC, the answer is surprisingly simple. People don't need to do everything together. An occasional movie, dinner, or walk is already enough for her.
What else?
Watching movies, taking walks together.
Is it actually this simple?
Zayne seems genuinely surprised.
Even so, many people can't compromise.
Lost in her thoughts, MC steps forward. But suddenly Zayne grabs her by the strap of her bag and pulls her back. For a split second, she's pulled right into his space, close enough to feel his warmth. Their eyes meet, and time almost seems to pause, until Zayne calmly explains why.
The light is red.
Oh, of course. Later, the two get into the car, with Mr. Seal safely seated in the back. MC asks if he actually had fun.
I did. It's nice to go out every now and then.
And instead of heading home, he suddenly makes a sharp turn. Zayne admits he's taking her somewhere else first, a place he goes for fun. Which is interesting, because instead of the museums or academic events people expect him to visit, this place is something completely different. They eventually arrive at a massive double-decker bridge glowing with warm orange lights. The reflections shimmer across the water below. Zayne slows the car down to almost a crawl so MC can enjoy the view. People are walking along the bridge, chatting quietly in the evening breeze.
I like to come here sometimes.
And then he adds, in that perfectly serious way he has of making jokes.
After the medical museum closes, of course.
Everything feels calm, peaceful. He keeps driving, leaving the bridge and its quiet evening scene behind. Eventually, the night comes to an end and they arrive at MC's apartment.
Don't forget Mr. Seal.
But Zayne says the plushie should stay with her. After all, his home is far too monochrome for such a lively guest. This leads to a surprisingly adorable moment where the two of them start talking to the plushie.
Hello.
You're scaring him, Dr. Zayne. They both laugh, and even though they're joking, you can tell neither of them is actually ready for the evening to end. They linger a little longer, and MC asks if he'll dream about her. Zayne answers in the most Zayne way possible.
We did visit a lot of places, and I am tired. However, it seems unlikely.
So, if that's the case, she decides she won't be dreaming about him either, which raises a very fair question. Why was he still holding her hand?
I've only confiscated it. I'll return it in due time.
Knowing how packed his schedule usually is, MC asks when they'll see each other again. Zayne checks his calendar and quickly decides.
Next week, Sunday.
MC responds in an unexpectedly sweet way, saying that if they're meeting on Sunday, she'll start getting ready on Saturday. But Zayne doesn't fall behind in the sweetness.
If I'm able to see you Sunday, I'll start getting excited Thursday.
And the memory ends with the kind of moment that leaves everyone wishing it lasted just a little longer. As Zayne leans in and finally kisses her. And before we go, welcome to the Lads Nerd Corner, where we look at the little details hidden in love and deep space stories. Since we spent the whole evening with Mr. Seal, here are two fascinating facts about real seals. First, Seals are capable of something called unihemispheric sleep. This means they can rest with only half of their brain at a time, while the other half stays awake to monitor their surroundings and remember to surface for air. It's a clever survival trick that allows them to rest while still staying alert in the ocean. Which makes me wonder, maybe Dr. Zayne's evil secretly has this feature built in and we just didn't know it yet. But seals also have another impressive ability. Their whiskers, called vibrissae, are incredibly sensitive and can detect tiny movements in the water. Scientists discovered that seals can actually follow the trail left behind by a swimming fish, even minutes after it's gone. Which means Mr. Seal here might secretly be the most qualified hunter in this memory. And now I'm curious, do you know any other interesting facts related to something we saw in this memory? It could be about seals, carnivals, bridges, or anything else that caught your attention. Share your nerdy discoveries in the comments. I'd love to read them.
Also, if you ever need crystals or game top-ups for Love in Deepspace, I do have an LD shop link in the description. Using it gives a small commission that helps support the channel, but it's completely optional. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the other recaps here on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next memory.